The D.C. metro area has won another dubious distinction. It's again ranked the worst for traffic in the entire country.
The average commuter here wastes 67 hours annually sitting in traffic every year. That burns 32 gallons of gas going nowhere. And get this, if you really have to be on time for a trip which should take 28 minutes, give yourself 114 minutes to be safe.
We live in D.C. and we've seen the problems of traffic firsthand. But it's not just a problem on the local scale. There were over 700 million registered automobiles in circulation in 2010, and 220 million adults averaged an hour and a half a day in their cars. All this traffic also has a significant negative impact on the environment. An estimated 56 billion pounds of additional CO2 emissions are attributed to traffic congestion, about 380 pounds per auto commuter. If we do not make a change soon, our nation's highways will be overrun by cars, and our environment will be irrevocably damaged by greenhouse gas emissions. That's why the most important issue for Congress to address in 2014 is public transportation. Public transportation is safer, more cost-effective, and better for the environment than automobile use, and it decreases traffic. Which brings us back to D.C. Does our nation's capital really have the worst traffic in the country?
I hear that all the time. I never experienced that because I ride the metro. The folks who do that measurement of where's the worst traffic, they only measure the auto traffic. When you take the whole region, all the people who are moving by transit, all the people who are moving by auto, and average those out, the average person in this region doesn't have a worse time than others. It's just those who choose to drive.
40% of traffic congestion is a direct result of having too many cars on the road, and 25% is due to car accidents, often an indirect result of too many cars.
For every new bus that you put on the road that's filled, or every new rail car, of course, you're taking many cars off the road, so that helps with highway congestion.
And without public transportation, highway congestion will only get worse as car ownership rates continue to outpace road construction. Transit usage also reduces greenhouse gas emissions.
Transit ridership tends to involve less energy use and is good for the environment in terms of air pollution.
The fuel efficiency of a fully occupied bus is 6 times greater than that of the average single-occupant auto, and that of a fully occupied train car is 15 times greater. Plus, public transportation is safer than automobile usage. In 2012, more people died in recreational boating accidents than in train accidents. And buses also have low accident rates. So why don't more people use public transportation? The lack of funding for public transportation leaves systems spotty and unreliable. Even in D.C., where metro use is strong, people have been leaving the system, frustrated by long delays and aging infrastructure.
There was a period of time, roughly 10 years ago until about 2 years ago, we weren't investing in maintaining the system we had, and it was going downhill rapidly.
You get what you pay for, and if you don't adequately support a transportation system, then you end up with a transportation system that's inadequate.
These problems are fixable, but transportation programs do not currently have the funds to fix them.
$3.6 trillion will be needed by 2020 to address our aging infrastructure. Despite this, the most recent transportation bill passed by Congress spends a pathetically weak $52 billion a year on infrastructure.
We need to ask Congress to first authorize and appropriate funding for transit over a long period of time. Send money.
Many transit opponents argue that public transportation systems are money sinks that do not break even, much less make a profit. But highways and public roads are even more of a money sink, with none of the beneficial effects of public transportation. The president's 2013 budget provided $305 billion just for road and bridge improvements. Additionally, public transit spending garners economic improvement that makes up for the original outlay. The American Public Transportation Association estimates that households who routinely use transit instead of driving can save over $10,000 per year, and that every public dollar invested in transit garners as much as $4 in economic returns.
So there's less congestion on the highways. You're improving air quality, and you're improving safety by reducing, again, the number of vehicles on the highways and the opportunities for motor vehicle crashes. So all those positive things come from an effective transit system.
That is why the most important issue Congress should address in 2014 is public transportation.